Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. One of a kind girl. I was brought into this world wrapped up in pearls. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. I meet and greet both the famous and the elite. I ride in limousines, drinking the finest champagne, wearing furs, dazzling diamond jewelry. A girl can't complain. I live the upscale life, dining in the finest restaurants, eating the best caviar for free. And no matter how much I enjoy myself, they can't charge me.
Hello, darlings. Welcome back. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are in the Hamptons at this fabulous home in Southampton, and it's for the Rid event, Reduce Infection Debts. That's what Rid is all about. And I'm here with the young lady who donated her house for this fabulous event. We all know who you are, but introduce yourself to the camera.
Hi, I'm Avis Richards.
Avis, this is such a fabulous event today, and you donated your house. How long have you been a supporter of Rid?
I guess I met Betsy about 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Now, tell my audience a little bit about the history about yourself.
I have a foundation. It's actually a production company called Bird's Nest Foundation. And what I do is I produce films for nonprofits and NGOs around the world. We do everything from PSAs to full-length documentaries. We're producing a TV show now. But we do this as grants for nonprofits. So those funds can be used for programs that are so important to the nonprofits, and we grant the media.
And you grant the media, which is so important to get the word out there, right?
Media matters. Today, it's about social media, getting out fast messages, and spreading awareness.
And you are all for women empowering themselves, right?
Oh, totally, totally.
Yeah. Now, tell my audience how did you meet Betsy?
At Henry Buell's house. I went to an event.
Isn't he the best guy in the whole world, that guy?
I love him. I love him. And I was invited to an event that she was having by a mutual friend. And I said, I've got to get involved. This is one of the most important things.
It's so scary what she was just talking about, through the presentation, about how many ways people could die from just a little infection. It's just
exactly,
amazing.
but it's really simple to prevent these infections, and that's done through best practices with cleaning. We have to teach first-year med students, before they're out in the field. We need to retrain our nurses and our custodial staffs in the hospital, and we have to make our patients aware before you go into the hospital what you need to know. Still working with Betsy on the Rid project, and that is a series of films that are going to go into med schools around the country so we can teach first-year med students about best practices in hygiene to prevent these infections in hospitals around the country.
Carry that Purell around with you, right?
For sure, I have it in every bag. And
Every bag.
but what I'm working on right now, I'm working on a new TV series with New York City Life. It's on Thursday night on the on the Food Channel that they're presenting, and it's called Lunch New York City. I did a documentary on the failure of school lunch programs, and this is going to highlight all the. Hi, Betsy. This is going to highlight all the healthy food initiatives in New York City, all 5 boroughs.
All 5 boroughs, amazing. That's
So
wonderful.
I'm eating a ton. I'm eating some great food out there.
I know, and we have some of the best food here in the Hamptons too.
We do. Farm to table, that's what it's all about. We have great farms out here, organic, local farms. I love it.
Is there any particular restaurant that you love to eat out here in the Hamptons?
Oh,
It's all natural.
Yeah, there's so many. We try different restaurants all the time. No particular favorite. My favorite is my own kitchen.
Is it really? Are you really a cook?
Well, I cook, and I have a great cook helping us out too in the summer when we have so many guests. But we only eat organic. We shop at all the local farm stands. So we have wonderful dinners.
Wonderful restaurant to dine in. She's very good about natural produce and everything very healthy. No pesticides in her foods at all is Babette's.
I know Babette's. I love Babette's.
I know. I interviewed her. She's really into that.
And in Southampton, you have Provisions. We have Green Thumb and Watermill. So we have a lot of choices.
Lots of great choices. Tell my audience, where can they go on the internet to find out more information about you and what you're doing and all the projects that you're working on?
Well, my 2 websites are birdsnestproductions.com and lunchthefilm.com.
You are the best. We'll be back in a moment, darlings, with more interviews at Rid. Keep watching.
In fact, right in New York City, Dr. Brian Cole, another one of our advisory committee members, reported to me recently that in his ICU, he hasn't had one central line associated bloodstream infection in 1,300 days. Do you know how many families have gone home happy instead of grieving because there are no central line infections? So we are developing the knowledge to prevent these infections, but what was lacking was the will. And that's why I founded Rid. People came to me so often with this problem when I was in public office, and Rid.
I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and I am here with Betsy Mchaughey, former Lieutenant Governor of New York. She is a brilliant lady who is right behind Rid. And she's going to explain to my audience what Rid is really all about.
Rid is about protecting patients from hospital infections. These infections that people pick up in the hospital, they kill more people each year in our country than all the car accidents, plus all the cases of breast cancer, plus all the cases of AIDS combined. The toll is enormous, well over 100,000 people a year, and they're preventable through proper hygiene. That is cleaner hospitals.
Absolutely. Now, when did you form this organization? How did you found it, and when did you form
Well, I
it?
launched it 8 years ago because when I was Lieutenant Governor, so many people came to me with this one problem. They'd brought their mother into the hospital for a knee repair, or they'd gone into the hospital for the happiest reason of all, to have a baby, and they contracted a deadly infection. And it's unnecessary. It's all due to poor hygiene.
Absolutely. I hear these stories all the time. I mean, you think you're going into a hospital and it's like the safest place to be, but it sounds like almost it's the worst place
It
to
can be one of the most dangerous places. Hospital infections is one of the largest causes of death in the United States. It kills more people, as I said, than car accidents and breast cancer combined.
That's amazing. That really, really is astonishingly amazing.
Totally unnecessary.
And we should all support this organization,
Yes,
right?
come to hospitalinfection.org. That's our website, hospitalinfection.org. Lots of life-saving information there, and if you'd like, we'd love it.
What
to
is
have you
your
donate as
mission,
well.
your goal this year? What are your strives? What are you looking to do for this particular year?
Oh, the most important thing we're doing this year is we've created a curriculum for first-year medical students. So we're teaching the future generation of doctors how to do no harm, the proper way to treat a patient so that they're not carrying bacteria to the patient's surgical incision or to the patient's ventilator. We're preventing the doctors and nurses from carrying the germs to the patient. Better procedures.
Is there any particular hospital that we should be going to that we know that are practicing safe health and hygiene, that we don't have to worry about this?
Well, we work with many hospitals. We work closely with New York Presbyterian. We work closely with SUNY Downstate. We work closely with many hospitals.
Okay. Well, I'm sure my audience wants to know that because it's so important.
Yeah.
Where can we all go to support? Where can we all go to contribute? Tell my audience the website.
Hospitalinfection.org.
You are amazing, Betsy.
Thank you.
We'll be back in a moment with more interviews at Rid.
I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm a bubbly blonde, fallacy dressed to impress. One of a kind girl.
This has been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.